Hi guys, it's Aaliyah. Welcome back to my channel. So I am back to share another journal with you. This journal here was actually one of those journals that I was randomly inspired by, I think in the middle of another project. I like doing these like little lacy clusters with a vintage button inside of them, but then I thought, how cute would it be if I did like a little row of them on the front cover of a journal? So I made up three little clusters, and they're actually all, they have this, they're all like kind of laced onto felt just to kind of give it a base. And I don't know, just to hold it together better. But it is sewn all the way through to the felt. So they won't like come apart or anything. And then this one I normally the closure, I either have the eyelets here and it closes, or I just wrap around the sari silk or whatever I'm using. With this one, I did a little bit different because as you can see, it's under the middle little cluster thing. So this one is not removable, but that's okay. So this one is more like a traveler's notebook size. It's 4¼ by 8½. So roughly a traveler's notebook. But let's go inside and see what we have. So here I have this glassine bag. This I made to go inside the bag. It's made with one of my keyboard punch cards. And then I also did just kind of like a, sort of like a ruffle with some of the sewing pattern tissue. And then I just added a sticker and a little applique flower. And then we have a journaling card and some more places just to write. And second page here, I just did this little, I don't know, cluster decoration, something or other. You could, if you wanted to, I guess, tuck something up under there, but I just kind of left it not so connected to the page, just to give it a little bit of interest. And did a little collage up here. And this is a flip up so you can write inside, but it also is a little pocket. And in the pocket I have, I made this little booklet with some ripped pages, added some vintage lace, a vintage trim on the top there. This is, let's see, this is a picture of Brussels, and I believe this is actually vintage. I'm pretty sure. Oh, there's a glare, but there you go. So you can see that a little bit. And then I also have a little young player's card there. Then, let's see here. Oh, I have a little pocket here. Oh, this is a little glassine bag. Added a little trim to the bottom, but then I made this little tiny, kind of like a little book. It's made with a stamp, but it just has some little pages inside for some extra journaling if you want. And then we have here a little sari silk ribbon. And this part here, I have a little tuck, and it's a little tag that I made, but then I added some of the sewing pattern tissue over it just to give it a background, and then just layered some random pieces all over it. And then we have a little coat check ticket, a little journaling card, and then a little butterfly thing. And another little sticker up there. And then I just added some lace on the side here. And a little butterfly picture up there. And then this one here, this is one of the Tim Holtz rulers. And what I did was I glued on some of this trim behind the actual ruler, just to kind of, you know, you can see it on the side, like, you know, sticking out. And then here, this little thing, it's a little tag Oops, I don't know if I'm close enough or I'm too close. It's a little tag here, as you can see, and I put some of the sewing tissue on the tag, blank on the back, so you can journal on the back, and then I just added some just random laces. These are all vintage laces to there, tied some seam binding on the top, and I thought that was really cute. And then you can just clip it wherever you want. And on the back here we have some, this is a Trivial Pursuit card, and this is the B&W coupon. And this is vintage. And that was gifted to me by my friend. And this page here, I did something a little bit different. As you can see, creeping up the side, I have some pink rickrack that lines the side here along the top as well. And then I also have some little applique flowers here. This does flip up there. So I just thought it was kind of neat, just kind of like keep the pinks throughout the page. And then I just have some random cards in here. There's a little extra place for some journaling, and I just decorated the front a little bit. So there's that. Plenty of more room for journaling there. Here, oh, okay. So this one, this was, I got a bunch of napkins amongst tons of other stuff gifted to me by my very good friend. And I said when I got the napkins, I really want to, you know, not learn how to decoupage, because I sort of had an idea, but I just didn't know what I was going to decoupage. So I watched some videos and saw everybody's take on it. And what I did is I have glassine bags, and I decoupaged the napkins onto the bags. So I made up a bunch of them, because like with one napkin, I made, I don't know, I think there was either 4 or 6 bags I was able to make from just that one napkin. So I, of course I didn't want the rest of the napkin to go to waste, so I just kept making them until the whole napkin was used up. So that is a glassine bag with a decoupaged napkin on it, and I love the flowers. And then I added some of the vintage, I don't know if that's vintage or not, but the coat check. And then another little journaling spot here. I just have some, this was some like a trim. It wasn't off a full sheet of fabric. It was like on a little roll, also gifted to me. So I cut it in half, and I just made a little ruffle there. Oh, here's another one of those little tags that I made, and then I just threw on some just random vintage pieces there. And again, on the back, a player's card and just a little other spot to journal on. Oh, here's the other side of the, when I cut it in half. So I used one side on one and one side on another. And I did the same thing on this. See, I ran this lace here and then down. Here, though, I added a little, I was going to say butterfly, but I think it's a moth. I'm not sure, whatever that is, but I added him in the corner. I added a little cluster of the vintage little flower appliques. Can you see that at the bottom? Maybe not. Right there at the bottom. And then what do I have in here? This is a little bingo sheet. I believe that might be vintage, actually. Here I made just a little booklet, but as you can see, I Mod Podged wait a minute. What was I calling? Did I use the wrong thing? Decoupage or Mod Podge? Oh, you use the Mod Podge to decoupage. Okay. I think, I don't know, maybe it's really late and maybe I'm just confusing my words, but I use my Mod Podge on this to adhere the tissue, sewing tissue on it, and then I put a layer over it. And then I just did a little, collaging on the front there. And then here is just a little place to journal. That just tucks right in there. But I'm really liking, going up the side with these little tucks here. So that's something that you might see a lot of in the future. And then here, oh, this is so cute. I made one of the little dresses that I learned how to make watching G's channel, and added the little lace trim on the bottom, around the waist, and then added these two little vintage, they're like little appliques that I got in my package of flowers there, but these little dresses are just so cute. And then when you add the little, extras, it's even cuter. So that stays on there, but it's on a little place to journal. But I love those little dresses. Absolutely love them. And I just make sure I'm in frame. I think I am, hopefully. So I ran some more lace there. Here is another little corner tuck, again made with one of the tags there. So we have a journaling tag. Here's another vintage picture, and this one is, it's in Brussels as well. The Money's Theater Opera. So it must be like an opera house or something. And then here is a real vintage letter. It's from 1931, and it was going to Mrs., I don't know, N.W. Street in Syracuse, New York. That must be the return address from New Jersey. And then inside, this is actually, it's one of the, like, in memory for. So I think it was somebody who passed away, and they, you know how they make the little cards up for the service, and it's August 10th, 1930. You know what? I didn't realize what was in this before I put this in. So, I really enjoy that picture, but whoever gets this journal, if they are not fond of, the card inside, you can definitely not have it in your journal if you want. You could put something else in there. I just grabbed this one out of my little stack of vintage letters because of the size. It fit in here well, and I saw the 1931 and I thought that was really neat. But again, if the person getting this really does not, feel comfortable having that in, you are more than, welcome to take it out. It's not something that has to stay in the journal. So here I did another little glassine envelope type thing. And it's funny because these came in the little bag of all the little vintage appliques. And for the longest time, I was using them. I thought they were cherries. So I used them before, but I turned them upside down. So like I thought those were the stems until, I don't know what I was doing. Something just dawned on me. And I actually noticed the stems, and they're flowers. So they're yellow and pink flowers. So I think in some of my journals or on some of my ephemera, I might have had it turned the other way because for some reason I thought they were cherries. Not that you have yellow cherries, but I don't know what I was thinking. But here they're definitely the right way, and they are flowers. And then I made a little booklet here that you can do some extra journaling in. And here is another one of those, oh, look at this, what I did down here. I had some vintage, parts of a vintage doily, and then I just added some of that trim there. And then I have that inside. Yeah, decoupage. And this flips up for journaling, and in the back, we have just some random, extra journaling spots. And this is, I thought this was a picture, but it's actually a playing card, but it's really neat. So added that in there, a flower, and then here is the last glassine bag that I decorated. Here's a little flower. I have that on the inside there, and then just two spots to journal on tucked behind that. And I think that was the last page. Let me just check. Yes. And so that is the end of it. And this was actually created with, it's some kind of fabric sample. I don't know if it's like upholstery fabric or for rugs, but it was the, the samples. They just come like this. and they make perfect journal covers because it's pretty much almost the perfect size for a traveler's notebook. So this one I had a hard time naming because I really didn't know what I wanted to name it. So I ended up naming it the 3-cluster journal because 1, 2, 3 clusters. Very unoriginal. Actually, the name is very unattractive, but it took me a while and I didn't know what else to call it. So in my shop, it is under the 3-cluster journal if you are interested. All the information will be in the description box below. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.